Okay, so if you're getting ready for a coding interview, you are probably drowning in a sea of AI tools, right? They all promise to be your secret weapon. Well, I've spent the time testing a ton of them, and let me tell you, most are a complete waste of your very precious time. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise and find the free tools that are actually going to help you land that job.
So, here's the game plan. We'll start by talking about the problem itself. Then we'll dive into reviews of 4 very different tools, an all-in-one platform, a peer-to-peer service, a pro-level warm-up tool, and even an assistant that lives right in your editor. And you're going to want to stick around because at the end, I'll show you how to combine them into a winning free stack that you can start using today.
The job hunt is already stressful enough. The absolute last thing you need is another full-time job trying to figure out which brand new software is legit and which is just a waste of time.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You grind lead code for weeks, you rehearse your stories, and then you get into the interview and they hit you with a question you've never even thought about. It is a high-stakes performance, plain and simple.
And this is where it gets really tricky. When you're already maxed out, you just don't have the bandwidth to sort the genuinely helpful tools from the fancy-looking calculators that are just serving up bad advice. That's time you are never getting back. So I spent the time so you don't have to. Let's get into the tools.
All right, first up is the tool I kept seeing absolutely everywhere, Final Round AI. It sells itself as the complete end-to-end solution for your job hunt. Let's see if it actually lives up to the hype.
So, Final Round AI does a lot of things, but we're going to focus on its main free offering, which is a single, personalized mock interview that's based on your actual resume and a job you're targeting. And the best part? No credit card required to try it.
So I put it to the test. I uploaded my own resume for a senior software engineer role. And you know what? I was honestly surprised. The AI asked really specific, relevant behavioral questions about my past projects, not just that generic fluff you sometimes get. Then it gave me a coding challenge, and as soon as I finished, it generated this incredibly detailed feedback report.
So here's the trade-off. The good stuff is fantastic. I mean, the personalization is top-notch, and getting that instant feedback is a total game changer for improving quickly. But here's the catch. That first one is free, but after that, it gets expensive, fast. So the key takeaway here is to use this as a powerful first step to get a really good baseline of your current skills.
Next up, we've got Pramp, which takes a completely different approach. Instead of an AI, you're actually paired with a real person, which, introduces a whole new level of unpredictability. Let's call it a gamble. Now, the concept itself is pretty brilliant. It's totally free, and you just take turns interviewing each other. The great thing about this is that it forces you to practice communicating your thought process out loud to another human being, which is a critical skill that a lot of us, let's be honest, often overlook.
My experience with Pramp really illustrates the gamble perfectly. My first session, it was incredible. The person was sharp, prepared. It felt like a real top-tier interview. My second session, though, a complete waste of an hour. The quality just depends entirely on who you get matched with.
So who is this really for? Well, Pramp is perfect if you're just starting out your prep and you need to get over those initial nerves of, talking to a stranger about code. But if you're a more advanced candidate looking for consistently high-quality feedback, that variability is just too high. It's not an efficient use of your time.
Okay, this brings us to a platform that's a clear step up in quality, interviewing.io. This is where you go when you're ready to really fine-tune your performance.
So its main feature is paid, and that's getting to interview with actual hiring managers from places like Google and Meta. But interviewing.io also offers free AI warm-up sessions, and these are fantastic for building confidence in a low-pressure environment before you have to face a real person.
The big advantages here are the sheer quality of the interviewers and some really unique features, like being totally anonymous and getting recordings of your sessions. Those recordings are pure gold for self-analysis. The obvious catch, of course, is that the free part is pretty limited. You should think of this as your chance to benchmark yourself against a much higher standard.
All right, so far, we've focused on mock interview platforms, but this next tool is different. It's an AI assistant that lives right inside your code editor.
Meet Codium. It's basically like having a pair programmer on call 24/7. And the best part? It has a very generous free tier for individual developers, which is a huge plus compared to a lot of its competitors.
So how does this actually help with interviews? Well, during your practice sessions, it gives you smart auto-completions. It suggests entire functions when you get stuck. And this is huge. It can instantly generate unit tests for your solution. And that includes those tricky edge cases that you might have missed otherwise.
The bottom line is this.
Codium makes your actual coding practice way more efficient. Now, it's not going to help with your communication skills, but it's an incredibly powerful supplement that's going to speed up your learning and help you catch bugs a lot faster.
All right, we've looked at 4 very different tools, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. So how do we put this all together into a plan you can actually use?
And here's the most important takeaway of all. There is no single magic tool that's going to guarantee you a job. Anyone who tells you that is probably trying to sell you something. Your real competitive edge comes from strategically combining the best free tools that are out there.
So here it is, my recommended free stack. First, use Final Round AI for one high-quality session to get a solid baseline of where your skills are at. Second, use Pramp for a few sessions to get the reps in and just get comfortable talking to a real person. Third, integrate Codium into your daily practice to make it more efficient. And finally, for system design, you can create your own practice sessions. Use the powerful combo of ChatGPT acting as your interviewer and a free online whiteboard like Excalidraw to sketch everything out.
Okay, that's my take, but now I want to hear from you. What's your go-to tool for interview prep? Is there some hidden gem that I completely missed? Go ahead and share your experience in the comments below. You never know, you could help someone else land their dream job.
Look, the anxiety of coding interviews, that's not going away. But by using these tools smartly, you can walk into your next one feeling prepared and confident. I really hope this helps. Now go crush that interview.